Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely day. Right now we're looking here at 38 degrees, had some snow in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, we're sick of it. We're ready to move on. But if you are trying to improve on your math skills, trying to get yourself ready for Algebra 1, Algebra 2, maybe even the GED or any of the high school equivalency exams, the ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER, the TEAS test, the HESI test, anything that has to deal with algebra, this is the live for you. So I had a quick moment and I was like, you know what, let me come on just a little bit earlier. So what I do is I'm taking some release questions. Today is like some release questions from the SAT. But guess what? A lot of these concepts are exactly the same things that you will see in the GED, the ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER. Okay, so is anything, we have a problem here, you try to solve it to the best of your ability. You pick either A, B, C, or D, put the answer into the comments, and then I go over it. It's as simple as that. So, hey, if math used to give you the heebie-jeebies, and you're saying, you know what, I got math phobia and I cannot do this, guess what? This is the life for you. Let me show you how we can break this down. All right, so a group of students voted on 5 after-school activities. The bar graph shows the number of students who voted for each of the 5 activities. How many students chose activity 3? Was it A, 25, B, 39, C, 48, or D, 50? Hey, Lay, how are you? Thanks for sharing the live. Eddie with B, user 24 saying 38. Nope, switched it over to 39. All right. Hello, gorgeous. Well, checking in. Lobes, I see you with the B. Lucia, I see you with the 39. Ebo with the 39. Let me see. There were some other people that were flashing me earlier. Nasty. Okay, the time, baby, you're saying 39. Awesome. Let's say, period. Where have you been, my dear? Hopefully everything is going well with you. All right. So, yes, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at activity 3. So if we go, we notice that our x-axis is representing the activities and the y-axis is representing the number of students. So activity 3, when I go to the very top, I notice it's not quite 40, but it's definitely more than 35. So if I come here, what's in that realm? It will be B with my 39. Good job, guys. Yep, it's as simple as that. That's what we do. All right, so now for the next one, let me zoom in just a bit. Oops, slide that over. All right. What percentage of 300 is 75? Okay, what percentage of 300 is 75? So is it A, 25%, B, 50%, C, 75%, or D, 225%? Okay, so we have Cortel with the 25%. Is that Dessa with 25%? We have 25, real A. We got A. Okay, is that Malik with an A, HS with a B, a nice person, yes. Okay, we have Rhonda with a 3. We have David with an A. We got A. Some comments were blocked. What are you guys saying? Oh, stop being so nasty. Okay, so we got some A's. We got a C. Period with an A. Seller, yes. Okay, hello, I got you. Give me a second. Process of elimination. Yes, it does. Makes it so much easier. I'm seeing 225. I'm seeing some A's. I'm seeing some D's. All right. A's, D's, and a couple of C's. All right. So let's take a look. So the best way, let's break it down. So what percentage? We don't know what the percentage is. So since we don't know that, we can say that's our unknown. But that as a percent. Of means multiplication. So that means I'm taking my unknown and I'm multiplying it by 300. Is means equal, 75. So all we're basically doing is, hey, why don't we divide everything by the 300. And if I notice, if I take my 75 divided by my 300, that will give me my 0.25. But we want the percent. So 0.25, if I change it to a percent, that means I can multiply this by 100 or simply move it 2 places to the right to make it into a true percentage. But here's my thing. If you're taking a test, any kind of standardized test, remember, all they really want is my answers. If you notice you got 0.25, there's no way that any of these can simply transform into a 0.25. So your answer will be A at the 25%. But if you are a student that's currently in class, yes, you got to show your work. So if you had it with the 0.25 and then you multiply it by 100, woo, that's 1,000. Let's calm it down, Audrey. By 100, that will constitute to you for the 25%. All right. Oh, I brought an apple for the teacher. Oh, and so it begins. All right. So number 3. Okay, number 3, what is a solution to the given equation? We have x squared over 25 equals 36. So what squared over 25 will give you 36? Is it A, C, B, 30, C, 450, or D, 900? What grade is this for? This one's just some sample ACT, SAT questions, but it's also great for people that are taking their GED, their ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER, TEAS test, HESI test, anything dealing with algebra, HESI test, anything dealing with algebra. Okay. So I got some 30s, I have some B's, I have some B's, I have a D, I have a B, I have a 30, TT, same B, XO, same 30. Okay, we got plus or minus 30. B, did it in your head. Okay, it's breaking up. All right. Is anyone else, am I breaking up or am I just going crazy? Anything's possible. All right, so this time we have a whole bunch of B's. Okay, you think it's A. Okay, all right, so we have some B's. We have yes. All right, yeah. Yeah, breaking. I don't know why, but okay. We're just going to have to work on through it because I don't know what's up. All right. So, whole bunch of B's. Okay. Memes, solve it. Okay, I need for you to get yourself together. Act like you have some home training. All right. That does not work over here. So, what's one of the couple of things that we can do? So we can have we can isolate our x squared, or we can do simplification. Like just basically plug things in. So if I want to, I can multiply both sides by 25. So now you have your x squared is equal to your 900. That's not your answer. Because we don't want to know what x squared is. We want to know what x is. So in order for us to get x isolated, I have to do the inverse of the square. And the inverse of the square is square root. Okay? So if we have x squared, square and square roots, they're inverses of each other. So they cancel each other out. So we have our x equals. Now, the square root of 900, that's actually a perfect square root, which gives me plus or minus 30. Why do we have a plus or minus? Well, in the very beginning, my exponent is a 2. So anytime my exponent is a square, that means I'm going to have 2 solutions. So the 2 solutions is one is a positive 30, and the other is a negative 30. Because if I square 30, I get 900. And if I square negative 30, because negative 30 is negative times negative. That's also going to be 900. But the question states, what is a solution? Okay, so they know that there's two of them. They just want one of them. And the one is actually going to be B. Okay. You did it different and you got it right? Okay. So another way that you probably could plug in, if you plugged in the 6 in for the x, that would be 6 squared, that's 36. Now 36 divided by 25 is not going to give you a whole number, right? So if I plug the 30 in, 30 squared gives me 900. 900 divided by 25, that gives me 36. So that's your answer. So remember, when you're doing these exams, they're basically saying, give us the answer. Okay, that's the difference between taking a standardized test and a test that you're getting in the classroom. Standardized tests, they're like, I don't care about the how. What's my answer? Whereas a classroom test, I want to see your process. So just in case you do get something wrong, I can give you some partial points. Okay, so got to remember that as you're doing these. All right. Okay, so you can take care of both sides. All right, so for number 4, I don't think I need this part. So we have 3 more than 8 times the number x is equal to 83. Which equation represents this situation? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, Joni is saying D, Eddie is saying C, Allie with D. Okay, Randolph with D, Bailey, with D. Okay, we have D, Matt D, Sim D, Allie SRU D, Shem C, Evan D, Matt D, C, Danny Boy D. That's D, mommy. All right, we got some D's. Nana with a D, Jazzy with a D. Okay, whole bunch of D's. I like it. All right, so think about it. 3 more than. More than is going to be addition. What's going to be carrying that addition sign? It's going to be the 3. So 8 times a number x. So that when you're timesing, it's just going to be 8x equal 83. So yes, it is D. Good job, guys. All right. So it won't be A because you're not multiplying the 3 and the 8 and the x. It says more than. More than means addition. Okay? More than means addition. If it says is more than, that's when you're dealing with inequalities. Okay? Please know the difference of that. Okay? So if it says 3 is more than, we're looking at an inequality. But if it just says 3 more than, that's addition. All right. So, okay. So since we have 874 in the group, can we push this up to at least 6K for the likes? Okay. So as you guys are tapping, yes, this is supposed to be soothing. It's supposed to be somewhat relaxing. Less stress. Less stress. So if we can push it up to 6 while you guys are tapping, let me just show you this because I know some of you guys are probably like doing other things, but all of my replays that I have for here will be located here. So everything that I'm doing here is also going to be located there. Go ahead and do these 4 things for me. When you get there, you can subscribe, you can like if you like some things, make some comments, and also share it. Because there might be somebody that needs some assistance, any with algebra, it's all there. I have a playlist that is like my TikToks. So all my TikToks are on there since February the 2nd. Go ahead. If you want to shoot to it really quickly, the link is in the bio. If you need any assistance, if you do need a tutor, this is basically what I cover from 7th grade up to adult learners. So those that are taking college algebra, if you need some assistance, there it is. And this is all that I do. If you need something less than that, you can reach out to me here. Go ahead and hit me on the DMs. and just say, hey, Audrey, I have like a fourth grader or I have a fifth grader that needs a tutor. I can give you some suggestions as well. So if you're also here for I want to get this in before. Right now, my friend from Impact Math, Miss Taylor, she should be live right now, if I'm not mistaken, or probably just wrapped up. Make sure you follow her for the GED or ASVAB or any of those worksheets. Also, if you're thinking about going into nursing and you need some help with your dosage calculations, make sure you see a blessed RN. And if you're taking chemistry, because it's getting close to that time for the AP Chem test, and make sure you hit up with Miss Professor TK. And if you want to learn a little bit of math with the abacus, like my friend Lynette is basically transforming that world top to bottom. But if you need something a little more advanced, make sure you get with Mr. M. He definitely does tutoring in addition to some of his lives. All right. Undergrad real analysis, nah, not so much. That's not my fun thing. All right. Okay. Not a problem, Raphael. All right. Am I Einstein? No. All right. Perfect. Okay, thank you so much, because we just need TikTok to know that this is a live that does exist. So, back to the math. All right, so Hannah deposit a fixed amount into her bank account each month. The function f of x equals 100 plus 25t gives the amount in dollars in Hannah's bank account after t monthly deposits. What is the best interpretation of 25 in this context? Is it A, with every monthly deposit, the amount in Hannah's bank account increased by $25? B, before Hannah makes a monthly deposit, the amount in her bank account was $25? C, after one monthly deposit, the amount in Hannah's bank account was $25? Or D, Hannah made a total of 25 monthly deposits? What do you think it is? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, thanks so much for the follow. Yes, Mr. M does do calculus. Yep, make sure you follow him. Just let him know that I sent you, because he definitely does tutoring. See, my thing is, when a lot of tutors or educators are here on TikTok, we try to teach to the masses. But when it comes to like specialty stuff, like the advanced stuff, not too many people are willing to come on TikTok to do that. So you have to ask people like, hey, do you tutor calculus or do you tutor pre-calculus? And we can tell you yes or no. All right. All right. That's your dead name? Oh, that's interesting. All right, so we got a couple mixtures of D's, we got some A's, and we got a lot of people that are not saying anything. So I'm assuming that's going to be a lot of question marks. So let's break it on down. So they gave us this function, okay? 100 plus 25t. So t is basically the number of monthly deposits. And it looks like that 25 is what is actually being put into that account every month. So the 100, that's your y-intercept. That's your starting. How much initially went into that account, which was $100. So this is saying that we're increasing the account by $25 per month. All right, so it's going to be E. The reason why it's not C after, here's the key word, after one monthly deposit. Remember, T can represent basically any real number. It could be 0, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's basically the number of monthly deposits. C is basically just restricting it to just one monthly deposit. So it's not going to be C. The 25 is being represented of how much money is going into that account per month. Okay. I know, old dog is like, is it math or English? But guess what? Especially if for those that are thinking about going into the military and they have to pass the ASVAB, you're going to be seeing a lot of this, which is called the arithmetic reasoning, a lot of the word problems. So, hey, that's what happens. Got to read it to understand it. So let's try 6. A customer spends $27 to purchase oranges at $3 per pound. How many pounds of oranges did the customer purchase? Okay, these are the questions that I'm doing, Water. Hello, Carolina, with all the symbols. You're okay? All right, Mr. Benjamin is saying it's 9. Now remember, if you're not sure, use a question mark, okay? You can still be a part of the whole frame of it. Hello, Isaac, how are you? All right, okay, growth thoughts, I got you. Ian, I got you. Ava, I got you. Alex, I got you. Queen, be crowned, my dear. I got you, okay? Fanta, I got you with the 9s. Okay, what level is this? It's kind of a mixture. It's a mixture. It's basically a little bit of algebra 1, a little bit of algebra 2, a little bit of geometry. It's just a nice little blend. Okay. Okay, Jocelyn, I see you. Good. Jasmine, I see you. Thank you, Paula. Thank you. All right. Jacqueline, I see you. Paul, thank you. Wonder, I thank you. Carly. All right, there you go, Pamela. This is not algebra. It is. So if anything, so we have a customer spending $27. All right, they purchase at $3 per pound. So if we're looking at $3 per pound, and we spend $27, all we have to do is just simply divide by 3, so we can know how many pounds, which gives us 9. Okay, which gives us 9. There you go, Thirsty. I see you. Yep. So I struggle with word problems for real. It discourages me in my algebra class back in the day. It does. And I was the same way. Like this and fractions. Oh, I used to suck at math, guys. This was terrible. I mean, and it just took one day for a teacher, I was working as an instructional assistant, to say that fractions is nothing but division. And for some reason, it clicked. And then slowly but surely, with practice and more exposure, things started making sense. Okay? So we're going to break this down. So we have Nazir bought 9 storage bins that were each the same price. He used a coupon for $63 off the entire purchase. The cost for the entire purchase after using the coupon was $27. What was the original price in dollars for one storage bin? Okay, what do we need to solve? Cheaper than Walmart. Hello, Unc. How are you? All right. All right, there we go. Right? And that's all this, Pamela. Isn't it weird? If you could just get that one teacher, that's all it takes. Just to give you hope, to give you push. And if I may be greedy, I would love to be that one teacher. I would definitely love that. Thank you, Unc, for the pressing. Do I teach calculus 1, 2, and 3? I do not. I do not. Okay. Of course I'm going to show the process. What do you think I'm going to do? Just give you the answer and just leave? But what do we think? Okay, what do you think the answer is? And if you're not sure, put question marks in the chat. Okay, put question marks down. Okay, not a problem. It's a healing energy, not a problem. That's what I like to do. Thank you, Hilda. Thank you, Hilda, for your honesty. Okay, Nina with the 10, Sammy with 10. Okay, Michelle, thank you for your honesty. See, it's okay. This is a safe space. All right, so Jacqueline saying it's $10 per bin. Okay, Jean, we got that. Heather, I got you as well with the 10. Healing energy, not sure? Okay. So now, let's take a look. Things that are jumping out. 1, there was 9 storage bins. Another thing, there is a coupon for $63 off the entire purchase. Okay, where are we getting these coupons from, right? All right, the cost for the entire purchase after the coupon was $27, right? So they want to know how much for one storage bin. See how I'm just like, okay, there's a whole story, but what is it that I need to know? I know there's a coupon for $63, and $63 came off, and there was $27 left over after I used it. Why don't I add these two together to see how much was the original price? So 3 and 7, that's 10, carry the 1. 6 and 2 and 8, and plus 1 is 9, right? So $90 right from the jump, okay? That was the original price. But that was the original price for what? 9 storage bins. So if we have 90 and we do 9 storage bins, right? So the price for one, because you're going to divide, will simply be $10. Okay. For ACT questions, it's usually like, I think it's a minute 10 or a minute 12. It's not 2 minutes. And there's going to be some questions. Now, when you take an SAT, ACTs, or any kind of standardized test, except for ASVAB, ASVAB, you definitely have 1 minute per question. Okay? These officials are not playing around with that. It's either you know it or you don't. That's their mentality. But when it comes, there's going to be some questions early on that you know. And you're like, oh, the answer is C. Boom. Don't sit there and celebrate like, I got an answer right. Whoop, whoop. Like, no, move on. Click it, bubble it, move on to the next one. Because there's going to be some problems later on that you're going to need just to kind of get your thoughts together. Okay? So you're going to have to practice the way that you play. Hello, Michael. How are you? All right, so let's take a look at number 8. So for the linear function f, the table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of f of x. Which equation defines f of x? Is it A, B, C, or D? And if you're not too sure, remember, put a question mark in. Okay, thank you. All right, so Sammy, we got an A. Okay. Bar, we got an A. Anthony, A. If you struggle with these, hit them books. Yeah, hit my books. Algebra at your own pace. Link's in the bio. Link is in the bio. Okay. All right, so Hilda, thank you so much for your honesty. Appreciate it. Okay. Jojo, I see you. Thank you so much for your honesty. Okay, Sagittarius Life, appreciate you. Okay, Hilda, don't worry about it. See, my thing is, don't stress anymore. You're not that little person anymore in class worrying about math. We're here to learn and to break it down. Like I say, for people, if this is too slow for you, thank you so much for stopping by. Because really, this platform is not, for me, is not designed to go rush, rush, rush. I really want to break concepts down, okay? So I appreciate it. If I think it's too slow, thanks for stopping in. All right. Okay, so Slime, I see you. Hey, Slime. I think it's the same Slime that I know of. Austin, I see you with the A's. Okay. Emmanuel, okay with the okay. All right. Matt Easy. All right. So let's go. So the one thing, they're talking about an equation. And when they're talking about equation, they're talking about function notation. They are talking about y equals mx plus b. This is what's called the equation of the line. Your m is your slope. So it's basically the change of the y's over the change of the x's. Okay? The pattern of your y's, which will be your f of x's, versus over the pattern of your x's. Your b is your y-intercept. That's your starting point. So everyone's always like, where do I start when I plot? Sorry, handwriting is really bad right now today. So your starting point is your y-intercept, where your x value is equal to 0. So knowing this, okay, knowing what my B would be, I'm looking at my table, and this is where X is 0. So that means this is going to be my y-intercept. This is going to be my B. So now I'm looking at my equations for my 29s. Anything that doesn't have a 29, process elimination. Bye-bye. Okay? So now I'm looking at the pattern of my y's over the pattern of my x's. So from 29 to 32, 32 to 35, that's going up 3, right? For my x's, I'm going up 1. So like I said, your slope is the pattern of your y's, which is 3, over the pattern of your x's, which is 1. So 3 divided by 1, that gives me 3. So my equation is going to be 3x plus 29, which is A. Now, if for some weird reason you just remember the y-intercept and you're like, I don't know what to do, plug your value of x in to see which one will come out to give you this y value. So if I plug the 0 in for the x, 3 times 0 is 0. So 0 plus 29 gives me 29. If I plug the 1 in for the x, 3 times 1 gives me 3. 3 plus 29, hey, that gives me 32. Well, that works. Okay? So we can do it algebraically, but sometimes we could just use common sense. Right? Plug and chug, people. It worked in middle school. It sure as hell works now. And especially when you're doing these type of assessments. They don't care about the work. They care about, did you pick A, B, C, or D? And did you pick more of the correct answers than the wrong answers? Okay? So our mindset just has to be a little bit different. A little bit different. The GOAT, if anything, if you want, I would have you follow a blessed RN. She does doses calculations like nobody's business. So if you're not following her, she's here on TikTok. Okay. All these guys are here on TikTok, but definitely follow a blessed RN. Okay. All right. Okay, G Money. Good. All right. So thank you so much for the follows. What is her thing? A blessed RN. Just put it in there. All right. And she does everything with doses calculations. Okay? All right. See? Didn't think you were going to get some assistance today. Look at you. All right. So let's take a gander. So we have right triangles PQR and STU are similar, where P corresponds to S. If the measure of angle Q is 18 degrees, what's the measure of angle S? Is it A, 18, B, 72 degrees, C, 82 degrees, or D, 162 degrees? So if you have the answer, go ahead and put it in your chat. Okay. Math and lunch. I'm glad, Michael. You keep me young, Michael. You keep me young, dude. All right, that guy, we got 18. A, B, C, D, E, F, G is saying 72. Plunkins is saying B. Yo is saying B. That guy got you with the A. Got you out with 72. Is it Yinging? It's B. Ashley, I see you, B. Okay, Francisco saying A. Emmanuel with B. Only Martha's with C. Okay. An engineer. Okay. I don't know. That'll be cool. Jacqueline, thank you for your honesty. Okay. Okay, it's a combination, Sophia. All right, so we have our B, Ebo. Okay, Andre with the 72. All right. Okay, you switch it to B? Okay, got you. Okay, Mocha, see you with the B. Tank, I see you with the B. All right. All right, I got you. Thank you with the please. I appreciate you saying that. Okay, just got here. Not a problem. How are you, Ohio? It's been a minute. All right, so here's my thing. Since they give us a diagram, even though it's not drawn to scale, it kind of gives us an idea where things are. So they're saying that P, angle P here, corresponds with angle S. Okay, the measure of angle Q, this is 18 degrees. All right, so they want to know what the measure of angle S is. Well, if we know about triangles, the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, doesn't matter what kind of triangle. Right triangle, acute, scalene, obtuse, don't matter. The sum of all three angles is going to be 180 degrees. They already gave us the measure of angle R, which is 90. So the only other options we have for these two, the sum of these two angles that remain has to be 90 degrees, because 90 plus 90 equals 180. So if we know, we can do this. We can take 90 minus that 18 that's missing. Okay, 10 minus 8, that gives me 2. 8 minus 1, that gives me 7. So that means that other angle, angle P, which is the same as angle S, because they said that these triangles are similar. Okay, in order for triangles to be similar, that their sides are proportional and their angles are congruent. All right, so that means if angle P is going to be 72 degrees, that means angle S is going to be 72 degrees. Okay, totally forgot that. Not a problem. All right. Yes, so the longest side is your hypotenuse. Okay, the side that's directly across from the 90-degree angle is always your longest side, and that's called your hypotenuse. So say you got some stuff. Okay, you see what you did wrong? Okay, good. You always hated math? No, you hated how it made you feel. You know, everybody else was getting it. Right now, she finally got a teacher. Yes, good. No more subs. Hallelujah. Now, I need for that to happen in Florida. Because I don't know what's going on in Florida, guys. Jesus, Mary, and Fred. All right. I'm starting to get more and more clients in Florida, which is fine, which is great. But it's always the same story. We got a kid that's passing with an A, but they don't know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. How in the holy of all kinds of hell are they passing Algebra 2? Make that make sense. And I have one gentleman that's an AP pre-calculus, which, that class is disgusting, and is passing with an A, but had 7 different math teachers. What? How are you passing with an A? You don't even have a teacher there long enough to teach you anything. Here we go. So the scatter plot shows a relationship between two variables. All right, which of the following equations is the most appropriate linear model for the data shown? Is it A, B, C, or D? Let's see if I can raise it up a little bit. All right. All right. Okay, you only have math left? All right, good. Yep, you're taking pre-calc next year. Awesome. If you need assistance, let me know. You're in AP Calculus. Yep, it really is. Okay, all right. I'm going to try to break down as best I can. Y equal to 0. You only have to do all that, Hem. Trust me, I'm going to show you. It's just make life easy. See what they are giving you. I know, I feel like Indiana Jones sometimes, but there are clues that they're giving you. All right. Do I? Yes, I do have a YouTube YT channel. Yep. I'll show it in a moment. Okay. All right. So, couple people are answering with a D. I got some Beauty with a C, Kayla with an A. Okay, yes. On page, there you go. Do I do statistics? To a degree. I have helped a couple people with it. Brian with a B. So just message me. Okay, locked in. All right. So we got some B's, we have some C's. Let's take this step by step. 1. As we take a look at our plots, our points from right, as our x's are increasing, our y's are decreasing. So that's telling me that I'm going to have a slope that's negative. Okay, I'm going to have a negative slope. So that means anything with the coefficient of x. So this one, I have a negative 0.9, I have a positive 0.9, I have a negative 9.4, and a positive 9.4. Anything with a positive, they are eliminated because my slope is going downwards from left to right. Now, take a look at our b's. We're going to look at the y-intercepts. This y-intercept is 0.9. This y-intercept is 9.4. So they want us to find the equation. Which of these equations is the most appropriate? It doesn't mean exact. It says the most appropriate. What makes sense? So if I said my y-intercept is 0.9, first of all, look at your y's. My y's are whole numbers, and they're going from 0 to 10. So if I'm looking at 0.9, 0.9 is between 0 and 1, but closest to 1. Whereas 9.4, that's between 9 and 10, kind of close-ish to 9. Which one do you think would be the most appropriate? Yes, there we go. It is going to be D. So see, we didn't have to whip out, okay, we need it all equal to 0. And we need to do, no, you're doing too much, okay? Sometimes for these exams, especially any kind of standardized tests, they're going to give you small little clues, but it's up to you to understand what is actually happening with the graph so you can apply it. All right? So we don't even need a formula. Stop it. Because notice everything is in slope, well, in case we do. But we notice that everything is linear. So anytime it's linear, that means we're looking at y equals mx plus b. We're looking at the equation of the line. Okay? All right? So that's slope-intercept form. Yes. All right. To module 2. Actually, nah. Depending on the questions. Depending on the questions. All right. So now let's take a look at this one. So the given equation describes the relationship between the number of birds, which is B, and the number of reptiles, which is R, that can be cared for at a pet care business on a given day. If the business cares for 16 reptiles on a given day, how many birds can it care for on this day? Is it A, 0, B, 5, C, 40, or D, 80? Okay. Gio's saying A. Kansas Algebra 1. Yeah, like Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. Yep, it's a combination. It's a combination. So we're saying 80, okay. C. All right, Emmanuel's saying C. Jam's saying A. Leanne is saying A. Michael's saying A. Okay. Is that Avish? Avash? Please help me with pronunciation. I feel like I'm butchering your name. Okay, you're saying A. Okay, Francisco's. Okay, the wife, every man is saying C. All right, Beauty is saying B. Okay, nobody's saying Matt. Okay, and again, if you're not too sure, you can definitely use a question mark. Okay, we got Oscar with an A. Okay, Norbert with A, John with an A. Wonder, thank you for your honesty. All right, Alyssa, sorry, thank you for your honesty. Appreciate you. Only Martha, thank you. Okay, my eyeballs bugging out of your head. Thank you for your honesty. So we can do plug and chug. Yes. All right. So what are they giving us? One, they're giving us an equation. Awesome. Two, they're telling us what birds is representing B, reptiles is representing R, and there are 16 reptiles. And then what's the question? Always underline the question. They're saying how many birds? All right. So all we're doing is plugging in. We're plugging the 16 for the R for the reptiles. So we have 2.5B plus 5 times 16 is equal to 80. All right. 5 times, I don't know what that is. 5 times 16, that will give us our 80. And you're like, oh, wait, 80 equals what? And I know I'm going to subtract 80, right? So that means I have 2.5b is equal to 0. Anything times blank will give me 0. That would be 0. Okay? If you divide by 2.5 on both sides, you will notice that you will get your b is equal to 0. Okay? Right? Anytime you're trying to solve for a variable, you always have to do the inverse. So the inverse of plus 80 is minus 80. Then 80 minus 80 gives you 0. Then the 2.5b was coming down. Then you divide both sides by 2.5. 2.5's cancel out. Okay, so b equals 0 divided by 2.5, which is 0. Okay, always have to do the inverse. The thing about solving equations, the goal is to isolate the variable. And the way that you isolate, you always do the inverse. Think about what you do with people. Okay, first you got a person that's in your group. And then all of a sudden that one person in the group decides to, oh, I don't know, sleep with your husband. So you need to isolate her by acting opposite the way that you did when you were besties. See? You won't forget that, would you? Weren't expecting that now. See? See? You do math all the time. All right? So, see, that's the thing. You always got to do some association with some math. That's a unique example. Yes, it is. And I bet you will never forget it because that's what you want to do. When you're all in the club and you want to be by yourself, you do the opposite. What attracted that person to you? You do the opposite and they'll go away. There it is. Life lesson from your Auntie Audrey. All right. So number 12. Everybody's like, following. All right, so what is the equation of the graph shown? All right, take a look at the graph. So which one of those is going to match? So I have A, B, C, or D. It can be, because sometimes pre-calculus has a combination. So that's what it is. All right, so my dark space saying C, Beauty saying B, Michael saying C, Norbert A. Okay, Martin saying C, Yoda for life. How are you? Saying C, welcome back. Okay, negative self eliminates. Okay, Aiden saying C's. Was it Finley? Finley saying D. Okay, Emmanuel with my D, Aiden with C. So we got a battle between C's and D's. Oh, and then we have Zend, what is it? Zed? Zayden is saying A. Okay, then we Jenks with the B. We got D's, back to C's. Okay, I have no idea. Thank you for your honesty. Okay, thank you for your honesty. All right, so let's take a look because I just looked at my time and I was like, man, I'm having too much of a fun time. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if you were here, but when you're looking at graphs, the first place I look is right here. That's your y-intercept, okay, where this line is crossing the y-axis. So it's crossing at -8. So if you notice, all of my answers here are at -8. So the only thing that's different is my slopes. But from left to right, this line is going down. So that means as the x's are increasing, my y values are decreasing. So that means I should have a negative slope. So right away, option B and option D are out. Okay, don't forget PO, process of elimination. So now we also have to pay attention to how the y values and the x values are being numbered. They're going by 2s. So each of these little markings is 2. So if I want to go from this point to another point on the line, let's say right here, I am going down 2, and I'm going to the right 2. The reason why I'm saying 2 is because my x values are counting by 2s and my y values are counting by 2s. So if I go down 2 and I go to the right 2, because it's going to be positive, that means I have my negative slope of -1. So it's not going to be A, because my slope is not -2, it's actually going to be C. Okay. All right. So you see it now, you understand? See, that's sometimes you have to, those are the other things that they will throw you for a loop because we're like, oh, it's a graph. Okay, it's down 1 over 1. So it's -1. Boom. All right, easy. But then you have to also see what they're counting by. All right. All right, so here we go for, let's see if I can do 2 more, but if not, we'll see if we can at least fit this one in. All right, if x over 8 is equal to 5, what is the value of 8 over x? So this time, do not have multiple choice, but let's see if we can figure it out. So if x over 8 equals 5, what is the value of 8 over x? Okay, so I got 40, I got 1/5, I got 1/5, I got times 4. Oh, thank you, Frank, appreciate that. Okay, sleeping agent, got 0.2, got 0.2, 0.2, 1/5, 1/5. Miss Patterson, so we got 1/5. Let's see the second part, right? Okay, just making sure. Okay, yeah, these are the only things I'm doing. Same thing, got 1/5, got 40. You're not sure? No problem. Remember, I'm not just going to just put this up there, but like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, so we got 8/4, so we'll simplify, which is 1/5, -5. All right, so let's take a look. This is going to be done in 2 parts. The first part is we need to solve for x. So if you notice, we have x over 8 and it equals 5. In order for me to isolate that x, I'm going to have to do the inverse, which is multiply. So I'm going to multiply both sides by whatever my denominator is, which in this case is going to be 8. So 8 divided by 8 cancels out to give me a 1. But that gives me this x. So now 5 times 8, that gives me 40. But this isn't my answer. That helps us solve the first part. Now we got to find the value of 8 divided by x. We found what x is, which is 40. So that would be 8 over 40. And we can reduce this, because both of them are factors of 8. So 8 divided by 8 will give me 1. And 40 divided by 8 will give me 5. So our official answer is going to be our 1/5. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, so this one, there was like 2 bits to it. Okay. So you find the 1. So some people that are giving me my 40, it's awesome. We find what X is, but we had to plug this 40 back in to that X, and then we can simplify it. Majority of the times, unless they specify, you can keep it as 8/40. Okay, they will take 8/40 or they will take 1/5. But I like to simplify as best as you can. Okay, all right, so let's see if I can squeeze this one in. Of course, this one's a little bit intensive. All right, the solution to the given system of equation is xy. What is the value of y? Put it down here. What is the value of y? So now we're going back to late semester Algebra 1. Definitely reviewed first semester of Algebra 2. Okay, system of equations. Okay. Okay. You don't want to leave. Okay. I'm going to try to get into it. All right. So, how many people want me to just solve it? Okay. Good. Whoever with the lips elimination, yes. Okay, me, Norbert is saying 80. Okay, we gotta solve. Okay, let's figure it out. All right, go ahead. Okay, we got a me, we gotta solve if you can. Okay, solve and explain, of course. Okay, substitution, probably could. One of 2 ways. Okay, so linear equations, I wanna solve, okay. Yeah, we can do this one of 2 ways. No, I'm kind of lazy. Make y equal first. You don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to do that. All right, based off of time, I'm going to have to. So yes, they're saying the ultimate is we want to solve for y, okay? But right now, if I can combine these 2 equations by doing what's called elimination. So if I want to, I could subtract those 2 equations. When I do that, I'm eliminating my y's, I know, but I can take the value that I get from x and plug it in to the equation. So if we take a look at this, we have our 24 minus what? 24 minus 6? Okay, so that gives us 18. So I think I can room right here. So that will give us 18x. The y's will cancel out. And then we have our 48 minus our 72. So that will give us a negative 24. I think. Yeah. So that means if I divide both sides by 18, that can be simplified because 24 and 18, they both have 6 in common. So, yes. So if we simplify this by 6, this is actually going to be negative 4/3. We could do it this way, or, yeah, so my x will be negative 4/3. So this is what x equals. If I want, I can pick one of those 2 original equations to substitute in for. I'm going to make it quick with the 6. So I got my negative 4/3 plus y is equal to 72. So let's focus on this. So I know I can simplify 3 and 6. This is going to be a 1. This is going to be a 2. So 2 times negative 4, that gives me negative 8. Negative 8 plus y equals 72. I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to add 8. So that means y is going to equal 280. And the reason why I do this by hand is because I know GED, ASVAB, and ACCUPLACER, you are not allowed to use a calculator. Okay, so let me show the whole process, and then we can get that. And then I have to skedaddle. Okay, so we can do this, what's called elimination. Now, as I mentioned before, because I'm going to end it quite abruptly, is my replays. This is where you can go. All right, go here, go here. Love for you to do all of this, especially this one. I want to get that channel up and moving in that platform too. If you do need tutoring, this is what I tutor, basically 7th grade to adults, and these are the concepts that I tutor. So if you want to screenshot that, you can. If you are interested in my workbooks that I have designed for people that are trying to get their GED, going back to school, just getting a refresher on math altogether, the link is definitely in my bio. Okay, that and other math resources to kind of help you with understanding a lot of the basic math, that's the base place you can go to. All right, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to come on tomorrow. I might be able to come on Wednesday. I just have a cancellation. But if anything, definitely follow me here so you can get to know like when is the next time that I come on. Oh, I only tutor online because I have kids all over the place. I have students everywhere. All right. Okay, so make sure you follow. And if anything, if you have any questions, just message me. I always check the requested section just in case I got people that aren't following me or we're not following each other to answer your questions. Don't just say hi because I'm going to delete it. And I'm really not interested in being someone's sugar baby either. Thanks. All right. You're so welcome. Okay, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Take care.